everybody. Welcome to Late Night with One Students. We have an amazing show just for you today. We have guests like Avery and Ethan and my wife, Brianna. You might even see Pastor Devin here tonight. It's going to be a great night with special guest musical artists, One Student Ministry Band. You're going to love to hear them. We're so glad you're here. Get ready. It's going to be a great show. Avery, welcome to Late Night with One Students. We are so glad you are here. Boy, I got some questions to ask you. Are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
All right, first question. I know your favorite thing of the weekend. Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes advanced to a Super Bowl. How are you feeling about that?
Not good.
Not good, huh? Why? They're not your favorite players of all time?
No.
Where's Cowboys at?
Well, you see the headlines, they're not there.
Tom Brady gets to the NFC for one season and goes to the championship. Isn't that wild?
Yes.
Your favorite player ever.
No. Might be yours, though.
Absolutely. Isn't that obvious? So quick question. Who you got? Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, who wins?
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of thinking too, but hey, I'm still going to cheer on Brady. Alrighty. Well, now that we get your Super Bowl picks, what's your score prediction?
I don't know. Maybe like 20 to like 30.
20 to 30. Nice even numbers. Could happen. Alrighty. Well, hey, thanks so much for joining us. I have some more important questions than just football. First off, how's your day going?
My day's been great.
Yeah. What was Louisville High School like today?
Boring.
Yeah?
Lots of school. Yes.
What'd you make on your math test? That's the real question.
I'm not in math right now. I took math last semester.
Good for you. That's the way to do it. Alrighty. So the other day we bought my daughter a comic book. This is actually not it. This is the one I bought for myself. We bought her Moon Girl. But if you could pick any superhero power of any of the superheroes, what would it be?
Have strength like Hulk.
Strength like Hulk. I like it. That way you can beat up anyone you want to beat up, except Thanos, of course, and that's fun. So what I like about superheroes is they always have some kind of amazing talent, whether that's being able to fly, whether it's extremely smart people, whether, they can hold this big, massive hammer, whatever the case may be. They have talents. That's why we look up to them and respect them. What would you say your greatest talent is?
Probably, I'm really good at math.
Really good at math. You think that's something God gave you to use in the future, or just something you're kind of good at in the moment?
It might be something. I think that it is something that God gave me to use in the future, just in case, like, I become, like, a teacher or a nurse or, like, to help with my kids and stuff.
Absolutely. So this is a hard question, especially to answer as you're a sophomore, right? Mm-hmm. What in the world do you think God is calling you to do?
I feel like, I don't know. I mean, like, I felt like it was, like, to be a worship leader, but I don't know anymore.
Yeah, hard question, ain't it? I think a lot of us kind of get caught up in trying to do exactly what God wants us to do, that we forget at times. He gives us a choice, and sometimes he reveals that choice for us in stages, in steps. So you don't have to know yet. That's completely okay. Keep asking God, and he's going to direct you. What I notice, sometimes God gives us talents for a reason. So if you can sing, if you can do math, if you can do all sorts of other kind of cool things, pretty sure God gave you those gifts for a reason. So just a good thing to be reminded of. What do you think your dad's greatest gift is?
I feel like he's really good at the bass and cooking, of course.
Oh, yeah. How do you think your dad can use cooking to bring people to God?
With gathering and having like a good time with food, and then like talking about God and stuff, and just bringing like people together.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I love about serving Christ. Whatever talent he gives us, we can actually use it to make a difference in wherever we're at, whether it's cooking barbecue, singing on a stage, playing a bass guitar, doing math, helping your friends with their homework. Man, we can use whatever talent we have to glorify God. And I love that. So moving forward, what are some things that you can do to use your talents to glorify God?
I feel like when I sing, I like show people like what God gave me, and then like helping people with like math problems and stuff, like shows my kindness and stuff, and then like it's showing them like, oh, she's such a nice person, like why, and then like because God gave me that gift to be kind to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And last question, and probably the hardest question. You ready for this? How can you get better at your talents?
I feel like I could get better at them by praying about them with God and asking Him like what I need to do to make it me stronger in them.
Yeah, absolutely. You played volleyball growing up, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how did you get better playing volleyball?
Practicing.
Exactly. I feel like in whatever uh, area of life that we're in, if we're practicing our gifts, man, we're going to get better at it. And God gives us those gifts to lead other people to Him. So, pretty cool stuff. Since we've been behind a lot at work lately due to the good old fashioned coronavirus, I'm behind on a bunch of stuff. I need to write some thank you notes. So, if you would just kind of bear with me while we take care of some business, I have some stuff to do. Thank you, Patrick Mahomes, for letting us know that it is still cool to talk like Kermit the Frog. It's a real thing. Kermit the Frog. I watched the Muppets with my daughter the other day, and we laughed and we cried. Thank you, Patrick Mahomes, for letting us know that's still cool. Thank you, iPhone camera roll, for being a collection of my most cherished memories mixed with hundreds of accidental screenshots of my phone's wallpaper. So true. On my phone, thousands of accidental screenshots. All right, another one. Thank you, drive-through lanes in Flower Mound, for always being extra long when I am hungry, hangry, and in a hurry. That's true. Went to Taco Bueno the other day. I swear I waited in line for 20 minutes to get a muchacho and a taco and a bean burrito. Too long. Thank you, Facebook and Instagram. When I feel like I am all alone, I am reminded that you are always watching me. Sad, but true. Thank you, calling someone to wish them happy birthday, for being a conversation that completely runs out of steam after the first two words. Happy birthday. I think I got to fit a couple on this next card because I'm running out of cards, and these deserve it. Thank you, portable fans, for helping me communicate to my daughter that I am her father in my best Darth Vader voice. Luke, I am your father. Thank you, bobbleheads, for never failing to answer my questions, whether right or not. Will I eat lunch today? I better. Thank you, Bernie Sanders, for making it okay to wear my grandma's gloves at the most prestigious and honorable moments of my life. Gloves on point. Love it. Thank you. Asking someone what's your new Thank you. If I can get this out right. Let's try it again. Thank you. Asking someone what's your New Year's resolution for being an acceptable way to say, so what do you think is wrong with you? And then lastly, thank you, Tom Brady. Just when I thought I was getting old, you turned 43 and made it to your 10th Super Bowl. Wow. That's all the time we have for thank you notes. I hope you enjoyed that. We have an amazing show as we continue on, so don't leave. So, hey there, Brianna. How are you tonight?
Hey, I'm doing really well. Thank you. How are you?
Doing good. Well, hey, thank you for joining us tonight on our lovely One Student Ministry show. Good to be with you.
Good to be here.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, first questions first. How was COVID?
COVID was not fun. It was a very long 2 weeks of my life, but we're through it. I watched a lot of television. I watched a lot of Netflix, a lot of Hulu, all the things, but it's done.
Absolutely. And you were stuck in your room like the entire time?
I literally was stuck in my room the entire time, and this guy brought me breakfast in bed every morning.
Oh, yeah.
So now I expect that. So that's great.
But hey, I can still make her coffee.
True.
Keurig makes it easy. Well, hey, I wanted to read a scripture verse. Would you mind that?
Go right ahead.
We need that sometimes, right?
Sure.
Cool. Well, in 1 Peter 4, verses 10 through 11, we find this verse. Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others. You will serve me every day for the rest of your life. How does that sound?
That's out of context, but okay.
Let me continue on. Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in various forms. If anyone speaks, they should do so as one who speaks the very words of God. If anyone serves, they should do so with the strength God provides, so that in all things God may be praised through Jesus Christ. So what he is saying here, if you have a gift, use it to serve others. That's pretty much the gist of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
How does that apply to you right where you are?
Oh, man. How does that apply to me? Gosh, I mean, it's basic. It's just using the gifts I have where I'm at.
To feed me dinner.
To feed you dinner.
Absolutely.
Yes. Clearly, that was the point of that whole verse.
And to do the dishes.
I don't think you're using this correctly.
To wash the clothes.
I think you're getting a little carried away here. I don't think that's quite what that, I mean, yes, it is talking about that in a sense, but like, I think we can all maybe do those things.
And mow the grass.
Oh my gosh. No, that for me means God has given me unique talents and abilities and gifts. I mean, to use those. So it's using those every single day of my life.
So you mentioned that God gave you something. Now, did he give you like a $10 bill? Did he give you a nice dinosaur toy you can play with Eleanor with? Or was it something different? What kind of gift was it?
I think it was something different. And sometimes that's a calling. Sometimes that's I have a unique ability to do something. And sometimes that's a gift that I've cultivated and grown over time. It's not like God just turned around and gave me a present. It's God has given me something unique that makes me unique. And just like God's giving you something unique that makes you unique.
Like 10 Super Bowls to watch?
Oh my God.
10? So you say God gave you a unique talent. What is that?
Well, I'd like to think that I can sing pretty
I've
decently.
heard her sing in the shower once or twice.
Pretty decently okay. But he's given me that gift, and I love leading worship, and I have a passion for leading worship and music and teaching and coming alongside people and championing them and being a voice that will speak life into them. And I think those are gifts that God has given me, unique talents. I mean, I might not be the most outgoing person, or might not, be the most athletic person, but God's given me my own gift set.
Yeah, I remember that time we were actually in Seguin and we were playing basketball with the basketball goals right there. And every time you would go up to shoot the ball, I'd like throw it against the gym wall. It was great.
It was not great.
So basketball, would you consider that a gift or not?
I would not consider that a gift set for me, although I was really good at shooting 3-pointers back in the day. Not gonna lie.
Until she faces me.
Okay, you're like taller than me and you're a guy, so let's move on.
All right, so you mentioned all these great gifts on what God is giving you. What can you do to continue to cultivate that and make those gifts even stronger?
Ooh, that's good. I think there's a lot of different answers for that. And the first one is obviously practice and
practice. We're talking about practice? You kidding me? Practice?
Yes, and that's working it out. And sometimes that's not even like, oh, I can sing, let me go practice. No, it's maybe God's given me a gift of being patient. And so maybe
she needs that patience with me.
Maybe there's a time where I have to work and grow my patience. But I think the other thing too, like the biggest thing is ask God how he's wanting you to use those gifts and ask him what he has designed you to do with those gifts, even if it's just for that very day. It's not like, oh, I got to wait 20 years to use this gift. No, I'm putting it in practice each and every day. So ask God how you can use that gift every single day.
What kind of talent do I have in my life that you think I can actually use to do something with?
What kind of talent do you have in your life? Ooh, that's really hard.
It is really hard.
Just kidding. I think that you are an encourager that brings joy to a situation. And in times where it feels really dark and hopeless, you come along and you bring light to a dark situation. So
thank you very much.
Yeah.
And what she didn't mention, every time I go to the dentist, they say, Dustin, you do such a good job of brushing your teeth. You just need to floss more. Is that a gift?
No.
Well, but at least I brush my teeth good. It's fun. All right, let's continue on. How can we use our gifting to spread God's love? That's a good question.
Yeah, that is a good question. I think it's just simply being available. And like I mentioned prior, it's asking God to reveal ways each and every day to use you. I mean, I know for me as a kid, like if you don't mind me kind of going off this question, we mentioned my singing. I used to be really prideful about
Very
that.
prideful.
You didn't know me then. You wouldn't know. I was pretty prideful about it. And, it was me. I was so good, blah, 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 blah. Then I had an injury in basketball, of all things, if we're going to talk about basketball. Shot to the neck, literally. And I couldn't do anything for a really long time. I couldn't sing. It was very scary. And
She's saying like this.
I did not.
Something like that.
I didn't sing, period, because it was painful and it hurt. And I just remember being really discouraged and then finally realizing, God, this is your gift that you have given me. I'm just a vessel to use that gift and I need to honor you with that gift. And it's not about me anymore. It's about honoring you. And you can choose to believe this or not, but in that moment I was healed and my voice was fine again and everything was okay. And it was just this huge life lesson of this is not about me. This is not about me and what I want. This is about honoring Christ and bringing glory to him and using this gift because it's not mine. Even though it's really cool and I could make it all about me, it's not mine.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good story. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Cool. And last but not least, what are some talents that you see in our students' lives?
Oh, that's good.
That's a good question.
That is a good question. And I don't want to name any names because sometimes we tend to get jealous of, well, I don't have that gifting. Why did God give me something else? Why did they have that? So I'm not going to name names because I believe God has given you all each unique gifts for a reason. And you're not meant to be like so-and-so. And God has designed you perfectly for a reason. So some of those gifts I see, some of you are super outgoing and really, really good at welcoming new people here or bringing in friends or being that super energetic. But others of you see the person that is lonely and kind of far off and on their own, and you take it upon yourself to bring them in to go seek out the, what we would sometimes deem as the different person. And I mean, those are just some of the few. I mean, some of you are incredibly athletically talented, and it's like disgusting how good you are at it. And others of you, you are gifted in music, and others of you, you're gifted in counseling and giving someone wisdom and advice. Like, you all have these incredible gifts that God has given you, each and every one of you, even if you choose to not see it or you don't see it yet. Like, God has given you all each gifts that are so beautiful and wonderful. So.
Yeah, and some of those gifts you got to grow into as well. You might not know everything you're good at right now, but as you continue to grow, as you make it into college and into your adult world, you're going to soon see that, oh man, God really has given me giftings. I'm discovering those, and now I can begin to cultivate those even more. So keep working.
Yeah.
It's a constant growing process. We're not perfect today. No, we grow every day to become who God has called us to be. And most importantly, like we shared earlier, once we have those giftings, man, we got to use them. I can't just keep that gifting and use it to sing in the shower,
right,
or use it to just make myself look good, or just to show how great I am. No, we use our gifts to glorify God. And by doing so, we use our gifts to bring others to God. So it's twofold there.
Yeah, that's good.
Cool. Is there anything you would like to share the rest of this time? I do appreciate you joining us, but is there anything else you want to say?
Yeah. One more thing. It's never too early to start walking out in the gifts that God has given you and to use them to glorify Christ. And I challenge you guys to not be selfish with your gifts, to really be selfless. So, yeah.
Well, hey, thanks, Brianna, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you, and we'll see you shortly. Devin,
Justin,
you have made your way into the water battle zone. You ready for this?
I'm ready for this.
Cool. Well, let me explain the rules so that everybody knows what's going on.
And so I know what's happening.
That's true. He has no idea. We have a cup that has Starbucks on it. This is not an advertisement, but it's all I got. So, hey, Starbucks. And your cup will have a die in it.
Sweet.
So what we're going to do, we're going to mix it up, throw it down on the table, 1, 2, 3. The person with the highest die wins and gets to throw water into the other person's face.
So does this one count?
No. The first person to get rid of their entire 5 cups gets the big guy poured on the other person. So, should be a lot of fun. Hopefully I win.
It's really wet.
With that said, let's see, there was one more rule. If we roll the same die,
It's a redo.
your choice, we can either redo it or we both throw it in each other's faces. I like that one a little bit
I like
more.
that idea a little better.
Alrighty. So, we know the rules now. We're going to roll some die. The person with the highest die wins and gets to throw water in the other person's face. The person who gets rid of their entire 5 cups first gets to dump the big guy on the other person. So that's kind of what we got going on. You ready, Devin?
I'm ready.
Well, good luck.
All right. I hope y'all enjoy this with us.
May the force be with you.
Okay.
Keep my pants dry. Ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1. He's got a 4. I got a 4. No!
Hey! All right. Do we stand up to do this, or
Nope.
we stay still?
Ready. Hold your breath. 3, 2, 1. There we go.
Did it even get on you?
I don't think so. Got me right here, though. All right, 1 cup down. Flip it over so we know.
Ooh, wait. That's not quite as cold
Alright.
as I expected it to be.
Hopefully we don't have another repeat of that because we both closed our eyes. It was like, where's it going? Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Still.
Freeze! All right, you
Don't
can
close
go
your
first.
eyes.
You can go first.
All right. It's like goes right around your neck.
That's okay with me. You ready?
Yep.
Set. Close your eyes. All right, bring your cups down. We keep rolling doubles. The same. All righty.
Oh man, hair stuff.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Nope.
In your eyes.
Nope. It's in my mouth.
Delicious.
Tastes great.
Delicious.
I'm
All right.
kidding, it really doesn't.
So hopefully we don't roll the same die this time. We have been. So for whatever reason, here we are.
Third time's a charm.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Ready, set, go. 4, yeah! He got 3. I'm getting closer to win. Yes! Closer to the big guy. Getting nervous now. The cups aren't so bad. The big guy, I don't know about this. Devin, what's your greatest talent?
I can whistle like 4 different ways.
Try it.
My lips are wet.
You can whistle though, folks. 3, 2, 1, go! Ready, set, pull. No!
All right, you ready? Oh, one of the chairs behind us over here.
The chair's wet.
Where did those chairs come from?
Probably Nebraska or IKEA.
They belong here, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Woo!
We're tied up, folks.
Devin, next question on the interview. Who wins the Super Bowl? Kermit the Frog or Old Man Jenkins?
I'm gonna have to say I like Kermit the Frog right now, but who really knows?
Ready? 3, 2, 1. No!
Here we go.
All right. It's getting real close. The sun's getting real low. Man. Are my pants wet? I don't know.
I don't think so. Maybe.
Ready, set, go. 2s.
No stink.
That means you win though. Oh.
Play it out, man. Hey, anything can happen still. All right, here we go.
Feels like a ton of bricks hitting your face.
Ooh, that one went right in that ear.
That was a terrible throw. All right. Did you get rid of all your cups, or you got one remaining?
Yes, I have them all gone. Oh boy.
All right. Well, do or die. Let's try one more. If you beat me, you get the big guy. If I beat you, I gotta throw my little cup, and then it's for all the marbles. Change on the rules, but it's a worthy attempt.
Yeah.
Ready, set. 5s.
Stink.
5s.
How do we do this?
Well, I don't know. Well, here you go, Devin. Bring it on. You can.
Let me give my nose a second to quit burning.
I got it in his nose.
All right.
No, with this one, you might just need a port on my head.
Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. Here we go, guys.
That's cold. Yeah. Well, Devin is the winner. Way to go, Devin.
Good game, Dustin.
Hey, everybody. I did want to bring your attention to one thing very important. One. Speed the light. We talk about it every single Wednesday night, and we're not meeting tonight. Something powerful happened at Converge. Instead of giving a big offering at Converge, it's not called Converge, it's actually called Youth Convention. Instead of giving a big offering at Youth Convention, you know what happened? We received a $1 coin, like an investment, saying, hey, I know God is going to do big things through you this year for Speed the Light, so I'm going to get you started. Here's this coin. Take it, use it, multiply it, so that more money can come in for the gospel of Jesus Christ. And so we created a big goal. You created a big goal. It wasn't motivated by me or what I thought was best. It was motivated by you of $20,000 for Speed the Light this year in 2021. Now, the year has gotten off to a rocky start. We met. We created a bunch of goals for the year. And then what happened? We didn't meet for 2 consecutive weeks. Okay? Actually, 3 consecutive weeks. And so you haven't had an opportunity to give. But I don't want you to forget about it, because our missionaries need your help. We believe that by giving to Speed the Light, we equip our missionaries with vehicles, with sound equipment, with powerful tools, water wells. We give money so that our missionaries have what they need to spread the gospel. Don't forget about Speed the Light this year. Converge was at the beginning of the month. Now it's almost February. But don't forget about Speed the Light. God is calling you to give. When you can't go, God calls you to give. So how are you going to multiply that coin? Think about it and then start working towards that. Whether you're mowing lawns, whether you are doing chores, whatever the case may be, hold on to that. Hold on to that cash. I encourage you, get like a bucket, get a piggy bank, get a Pringles can with a Speed the Light wrapper. Get something to hold your Speed the Light money, because when we get back in person, we're going to have an opportunity to give an amazing offering for Speed the Light. Don't forget about your goal. You can do it. It's going to take some help, but we can get there. Be sure you're praying for Speed the Light, asking God, what can you help me do for Speed the Light? What can it look like? Because I know God wants to use you in that category. So give to Speed the Light. Ethan, welcome to our show. We are glad to have you. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, doing good. I see you got your cowboy gear in your background. You're ready to go.
Yep, I'm all ready.
So, considering I see football, who you got? 43-year-old Tom Brady or Kermit the Frog?
I got to go with Kermit.
Yeah, man.
With Kermit.
He's good.
He proved me wrong in the first half, but then he didn't have so. His second half was a little shaky.
Yeah.
But I think he'll do pretty good.
Yeah,
I still got Chiefs, though.
It'll be a fun game to watch. I think the Chiefs are better. I'm just hoping that the old man can do it. 43
Yeah, they're
years
missing
old.
both their tackles, so.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Can you imagine Patrick Mahomes playing in Super Bowl 73?
73. Is that if he plays at 43? Is that what? That's crazy.
That would be the equivalent.
That is pretty crazy.
So,
yeah.
what's your score prediction?
I think it'll be kind of close. I'll say Bucks 20, Chiefs 28.
There you go. That's a good score. Avery was close.
Yeah.
She said Chiefs 30, Tampa Bay 20. So I guess that's kind of what we're looking at. Well, cool. Let me ask you some questions. Some good old-fashioned questions. Right now, off the top of your head, what do you think you're most talented at?
Talented? Oof, I have no idea.
Yeah, it's a hard question, huh?
No, it is hard. I guess I'm pretty good at science right now. I have 100 in pre-AP science.
Man, how about that? You're going to be the next doctor to come up with a cure for the coronavirus.
Maybe.
And
Hopefully it's done by then, though. I
hope
can't
so.
wear a mask for 10 more years.
What's your favorite mask that you got right now?
Mask? I have a Cowboys mask. I don't have it with me, but that's probably it.
There you go. I got 3 Patriot masks, and eventually I might have to get a Buccaneer one, but I'm not a Buccaneer fan. My brother is, but I'm just a Tom Brady guy. So
yeah.
So
Get
you're
a Tom mask.
Yeah, I should. So you're really good at science right now. How do you think you could use science to glorify God?
Science to glorify God? I don't know. Science and religion have never really gotten together, but I would say, I guess if I was a doctor, and I was curing people, I guess I could I don't know. I think people come to the doctor when they're in need.
Yeah.
And so so I could give them advice. I could ask to pray for them if they have problems. I guess I could do that.
Yeah, that can make a big difference.
Yeah.
And about science and religion, and I know you kind of mentioned it, and that they don't always get along really well. Some scientists may believe that statement. Others actually think science is a way to prove God's existence. So in my college class at Southwestern, they told me that science honestly just helps to explain the laws that God put in place. So cool way of thinking about that. Believe it or not, some of the greatest scientists of all time, they believed in God. So you're not going to hear that in school, but you'll hear that.
That's pretty cool.
You'll hear that from
never.
some people. Cool. Question number 2.
That's cool.
What can you use your talents for right now to glorify God? How do you think you can use those right now, right where you are?
talents right now. I don't know. I actually don't know.
Okay. Well, picture this. Let's say you're making 100 in science like you are, and you get together in a study group because not everybody understands science, and they look to Ethan Howard for all of the answers, and you get to teach them and walk them through it.
I guess that's true. I guess that's true.
Yeah. And with your singing ability,
We don't do very
and
many study
choir-
groups right now.
Yeah, I get it. It's a weird season. Even tonight, we don't
We can
get
do
to
Zoom though. But yeah,
I know, right? What would we do without Zoom?
I know.
Yeah. How do you think you can continue to grow in your talents?
Just studying, I guess. That's really all you can do. You gotta want to get better. You gotta put in the work. So yeah.
Yeah, there you go. You're right. I'm a firm believer that God gives us talents that are unique to us so that we can use those not only for Him, but to also bring people closer to His kingdom. In order to do that and do that successfully, guess what we got to do? Got to practice at it. We got to get better at it. We got to grow in our ability.
Yeah, 100%.
Kind of like your favorite quarterback, Dak Prescott. I assume he's your favorite.
Yeah.
He goes to practice
Yeah, right now, yeah.
every day. Practice every day. And he gets better. One day he might win an NFC championship, but we're not there yet. Hopefully soon.
No, not there yet.
Maybe Mike McCarthy can do it for you.
No, Mike's got to go. But I don't know. Maybe they can turn it around. We'll see.
I hope so. They need to.
Yeah.
NFL's better when the Cowboys are in it. But, even as a student, whatever talents you have, because I know it's more than just science for you. That might be the first thing that comes to your mind. But honestly, God gives you those talents to glorify Him and to make a difference in others' lives. We got to work at it. But as we do, we get better.
True.
What talent do you wish you have that you don't have?
Wish I had. I think my dad plays the piano. I think that would be pretty cool.
Oh, heck yeah. Would love that.
I mean, that's something I could do. It's a lot of work. I'll do it eventually, just not right now.
Yeah, Bree did it. If Bree can do it, anyone can.
Yeah, very true. That's true.
Tell you what, what's your favorite superhero?
Superhero? Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
I'm getting the PS5, and Spider-Man is like the big game.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that. It's been 2 months, and I still don't have it yet. But I'll get it soon. I'm looking forward to it.
I hope you get it.
Yeah, it's a mess.
So I guess if you could have any superpower, you would want to be able to shoot webs out of your hands and fly from building to building.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. I'll go with that.
Tell you what, if I could have any talent like that, a superhero talent, I think it would have to be the ability to fly. I just think that would be really cool.
Fly. Yeah, I might have to swap. Flying is pretty. I mean, you can't really beat that.
You really can't. But it'd be cool just to zoom through the air, through the neighborhoods, and do whatever it is you want to do. Well, cool, Ethan. Well, hey, thank you for your time. Is there anything else you want to share with everybody?
I don't know. Just stay safe. Wear your mask. Just do the smart thing. I guess that's it.
There we go. I like it. Well, thanks for joining us on the show tonight. We hope to see you again soon.
Yeah, I'll see you soon.
You ready? Want to put your hands together? Here we go. Dang it, Dustin. In every way, you search me out, and now I'm caught up in your grace. I heard my name across the ocean. You pulled me closer. You couldn't change. You showed me life, a new horizon, a silver lining, a brand new day. And I'm like, oh, I can't find a way to say, and oh, you're higher than all my ways, and Lord, it's you who opened my eyes to see and poured out your heart for me. My God, you're indescribable. In every way, you search me out, now I'm caught up in your grace. I just can't fathom it. I It's life with you. Now there's no fighting this gracious rhythm. I lift my hands up in praise to you. Now every time I go, I can't find no words to say. And oh, you're higher than all my ways. And Lord, it's you who opened my eyes to see and poured out your heart for me. My God, you're indescribable in every way. You search me out and now I'm caught up in your grace. I just can't fathom it. I can't make sense of how your love so undeserved never ends. You're indescribable. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So indescribable. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You're indescribable. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So indescribable. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Here we go. Perfect love. Perfect love took my place. Only Jesus, only grace. What compares? What comes close? Where you call me, I will go. You're indescribable in every way. You search me out and now I'm caught up in your grace. I just can't find it. I can't make sense of how your love so undeserved never ends. You're indescribable. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So indescribable. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You're indescribable. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So indescribable. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yes, you are, God.
Well, we have had some fun tonight, haven't we? Now I thought it would be a good time to discuss what God would have us to do with this idea of the fact that we all have talents. We've talked to Avery, we've talked to Ethan, we've talked to my wife. We all have talents that God has given us, and we need to use those for His glory. We need to use those to share His gospel. Now, I know what you're thinking, Dustin, what talents do I have? I don't know the answer for you. I know what talents I have, and I know what talents a couple of others have, but I don't know your own unique talent. Only you know that. But I do know God has given you that for a purpose. And it may just be to pursue the calling God has on your life. Now, as I speak on this idea of calling, I know what your mind goes to. What am I going to do for a career? Well, to be honest, I'm not really too concerned about that right now. To be honest, God will reveal those steps to you when He determines it's right. But I do know the talents that He gives you helps to equip you to do well in your career. But here's the thing, calling, it's not just a career. No, it's more than that. Calling is following God every single day and following His advice for you no matter what. Honestly, what we do is just the means of getting there, getting to what He wants us to do. And our calling, it's more than just, oh, I'm going to become a doctor. I'm going to become a lawyer. I'm going to sing. I'm going to dance. I'm going to throw a football through the most ridiculous of windows. No, it's more than that. It's we have a job to do. And while we're doing that job, we're also spreading the gospel for Jesus Christ. We're also making a difference. You see, no matter where you're at, you're a minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Today, as we go over our message, you're going to see that played out. 1 Peter 4, verse 1. Therefore, since Christ suffered in His body, arm yourselves also with the same attitude, because whoever suffers in the body is done with sin. As a result, they do not live the rest of their earthly lives for evil human desires, but rather the will of God. Today, if you can learn anything in this show, learn to live for the will of God. My question is, what is the will of God? Is it something we have to do right here, right now, exactly? Well, hold on there. Hold your horses, pump the brakes. God is asking you to do a couple things. Be holy and be His witness. Have a relationship with God and let that transform you. Let that transform your actions, what you say, what you do, what you think. The holiness inside of you, let God begin to restore that. And then not only that, he calls you to be his witness. Now, when I think of this idea of being a witness, I think of someone who has witnessed something. Whether it's Tom Brady going to his 10th Super Bowl, whether it's Patrick Mahomes going to his second consecutive Super Bowl, whether it's you see your friend do something amazing in school, you witness something. In your relationship with God, you have witnessed him transform your life. You have witnessed him take away your sins. You have witnessed him do extraordinary things, produce miracles, produce healings, give you hope when you had none. You've witnessed Christ move in your life. And from here on out, most witnesses, when they witness something incredible, they don't hold on to it for themselves. They share that. And they let other people know that God is good and he is moving in their life. So as we discuss talents, as we discuss callings, I want you to keep these two things at the front and center. Be holy and be his witness. Whatever we do in our life, if we are chasing after that, we're fulfilling the calling God has on our life. But I know what you're thinking, Dustin, calling. That's why you became a pastor, right? Well, to be honest, as an 8th grade student in speech class, I never thought this would be a possibility. Why is that the case? I was an awkward, scrawny, skinny 8th grader who stuttered over his words, who wasn't funny, who felt a little silly. Speeches weren't always that great. That was an uncomfortable class. You know, I grew in my speaking ability because it felt like I took speeches, seemed like every other year you would stand giving presentations. And honestly, that helps to prepare you for life after high school because unfortunately, you do have to give presentations as you move forward, whether that's in a church setting, whether that's on the street telling someone about Christ, whether that's in your own business when you're explaining how to do, what to do, why to do. You're going to have to give public presentations. And so I'm sitting here in this speech class and I'm trying to come up with these great speeches. And I thought, okay, I just got to get done with this class because as soon as I'm done, I'm out the door. I don't have to do this ever again. Well, as I grow closer to God, as I try to become holy, knowing that I can't do that on my own, as I try to grow closer to him, only to allow him to transform me, because my righteousness is that of filthy rags. It's not that important. But God begins to work, and he says, hey, Dustin, I've called you to do something, and I want you to do it. I want you to be my witness. I want you to go make disciples. Now, as a little 12th grade student, I didn't know what that meant. I thought I was old. I thought I was mature. I thought I had everything going. I thought I knew what my future would hold, but yeah, I wasn't. Let's be honest. Even if we're a senior, we still have a lot to learn. I had a lot to learn. And so one day I'm in college, I'm sitting in calculus, and God says, Dustin, I know you like math. I know you're good at math. I know you're talented at math, but I'm calling you to something even greater. I want you to go teach. No, not math. I want you to teach students about me. And so that's when this whole thing started. And although I wasn't always a great speech, a great orator, a great message giver, God said, hey, I have something for you. You're talented, and I want you to use it. Okay. When God speaks to you like that, it changes things. When God says, hey, I gave you these talents on purpose. I want you to use those. It's going to change your trajectory. Now, I know you're discovering your talents and abilities right now. God's going to reveal those to you step at a time. But when he does, I encourage you, walk in your calling. It's more than a job. It's more than a career. It's more than how you bring money home to your family. No, a calling is doing what God is asking you to do, to be holy, to be his witness. I wanted to read you something in 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 8 through 11. It says, above all, love each other deeply, because love covers over a multitude of sins. Offer hospitality to one another without grumbling. Each of you should use whatever gift you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in various forms. If anyone speaks, they should do so as one who speaks the very words of God. If anyone serves, they should do so with the strength God provides, so that in all things God may be praised through Jesus Christ. To him be the glory and the power forever and ever. Amen. As I read that scripture verse to you, I know what you noticed. If you have received a gift, use it to serve others. If you speak the very words of God. If you serve as if you're serving God. God gives you abilities, and he's asking you to use those for him. So what does that look like? If you're good at science, use science to glorify him. I don't know, maybe start a study group. Say, hey guys, I'm pretty good at this. I want to help you. Y'all come. And we can get together, whether it's on a Zoom call or whether it's in person, and we can work out this homework together, get better at it together. Or maybe you take that science, you become a doctor, and you help bring healing to people who need it. All right, what's this look like in the athletic arena? Say you're good at running track. You say, hey, track students, I'm good at this. I work at this. You see me work every day, but here's the thing. My life is more than just what I do on a track. God has transformed my life. Let's get together. Let's talk about God. Let's talk about what God can do in your life. When Peter wrote this, he was writing to the Christians in Asia Minor. Why is that important? These Christians were being persecuted by Nero. What would go on to happen? Nero would take Christians, put them in the garden, and at nighttime he would light them on fire so that they would light up his gardens. It's pretty gruesome. I'm thankful we don't live in that era anymore. But during this time, it happened. So in a moment like that, when you're being heavily persecuted, it's easy to remain quiet. Say, you know what? I don't want anything to do with this. I'm a Christian, sure, but I don't want to lose my life because of it. So I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to mind my own business. I'm going to cook my own dinner. I'm not worried about other people. But the author says, Peter says, hey, I see you. I know you're being persecuted, but this gospel must be preached. So the gifts that you have, use them for God's glory. The ability of service that you have, use that service to bring people to God. Serve, act, live as you're living to God. Live your life as a living sacrifice to him. It's powerful when you look at it that way. Why not go into hiding? Why still remain in the public? Why put your life on the line? Because the gospel had to move forward. And they would go on to do that, whether it cost them their life or not. What can we learn from that? We cannot let our Christian voice be silenced. If God is going to give you a talent, an ability, use those for him. If God is going to give you something special, something unique, something that no one else has, use that for God. There's a reason I talk about sports a lot. I like it. It's a part of me. I grew up with it. I can remember way back in the day, my family would get together and watch the Super Bowl every year. My dad would go out to the backyard, and throw the football with me any chance we got. We'd go into the field beside us and run routes and call plays. And it was fun. It became to be a part of who I was. So if God has given me an ability like that, although I'm not a professional athlete, I was never good enough to be a professional athlete, but he did give me a passion for it. So why would I keep that silent? No, I can use the passions I have about other things to bring people to God. If I like sports, guess what? A lot of other people like sports too. We can talk about it, and that conversation can go from sports to God. It can happen. With you and your talent, whether that's singing, whether that's playing an instrument, whether that's playing on the drums, whether that's you're an incredible student, whatever talent you have been given, use it to glorify God. Don't let society silence you. They tried to with the early Christians, but yet they persevered. 1 Peter chapter 3, verses 15 through 16. But in your hearts, revere Christ as Lord. Always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who ask you to give the reason for the hope that you have, but do this with gentleness and respect, keeping a clear conscience, so that those who speak maliciously against your good behavior in Christ may be ashamed of their slander. What's this verse saying? Be prepared to give an answer for the way you live your life. If you work hard, if you practice hard, if you study hard, people will take notice, and they might ask, why do you do that? Hey, why do you do that? In that moment, you're going to have an opportunity to share the reason why you do what you do. Saying, hey, I offer my body to God. So whatever I do, I'm doing it as it's unto him, because he deserves that. He gave me these abilities, and I'm going to get the very most of my abilities. You live your life as an act of worship to God. Worship is more than what happens here on a Wednesday night. No, worship is how you live your life on a regular basis. Worship God through the way you live. But do me a favor. And this is where the whole be holy concept comes into play. Keep a clear conscience. If you share your Christian witness, but you're not living your Christian witness, why would anyone follow that? Going to leave that there. Let's get to our first point tonight. Develop your calling daily. I know you may think calling is a career choice. To me, it's much more than that. It's how you live on a daily basis. It's utilizing those talents and abilities that God gave you, putting them into action to be his witness. You can do it. If we believe in Christ, we are called to be his witness. Unlike the beginning church, our persecution is not nearly as severe. Yes, people may make fun of us. People may call us names. People may not invite us to certain outings because of our faith. But we're not as persecuted as the early church. But we still have a mission to be his witness. We still have a witness to use our talents and abilities to bring God glory. So this is what we must do. We got to practice. Bree said it best earlier. You got to practice. Practice your calling on a daily basis. Practice your skills. Grow in your intellect. Grow in your abilities. Let your singing voice advance. Whatever talent you have been given, let it advance. Work at it. But do me another favor. When someone asks you about it, don't be silent. The first time you share your faith might be a little uncomfortable, but the more you do it, the better you'll get. You just got to start. How do you do that? Say, hey, you're really good at football, and you work hard at it. Most other athletes that I see that are great at football, they just kind of lollygag around in practice. What sets you apart? And then you say, well, hey, I've been at this for a while. I love football. It's a blast. I want to do something with it. But yet, more than that, whatever I do, I want to do to the best of my ability, because I know that the talent has been given to me by God, and I just want to get good use out of it. If he's given me a talent, I want to use it to glorify him. You can have those conversations. It won't always be that perfect, if that was even perfect at all. But the more you do it, the better you will get. So how do we develop our calling? We love God. You spend time with God. You have a relationship with God. You let his holiness transform you, because our own holiness is not good enough. I can't be holy on my own. No, it takes God seeing me where I'm at and saying, hey, I see you, and I'm going to help you. I'm going to transform you, make you white as snow. And then you practice. Practice at it. That's why I like fine arts. Whether we get to do it this year or not with the pandemic going on and with COVID, I don't know. More details to that to come. Thank you for those that have already registered. I wish I would have took more advantage of that when I was your age, because I had some abilities. I had some talents that I could have used more than just sports, but I was afraid about what a judge would say, so I didn't. But you have an opportunity. You have a gift that's been given to you. That's why I like fine arts. You get to practice that gift. You get to develop that call. You get to work at it, strive at it. And yes, it may be a competition, but to me, it's so much more than that. It's striving towards the calling God has called you to. You can do it. And then that brings me to my second point. Yes, we need to develop our calling on a daily basis, but then we take a step further. We don't be afraid to share. Our fear is the thing that holds us back. Our fear is what causes us to keep students coming back to church. Our fear is what causes us not to share the gospel wherever we are. Our fear holds us back from praying for someone when they need it. Our fear is what can hold us back from the place God is calling us to go, but we must push past that fear. We must move beyond that fear because God is in this and he wants you to be his witness. What will people think? How will they respond? What will my popularity look like? To be honest, compared to eternity, do those questions even matter? We need to learn to give over our own personal pride and let Jesus use us to work in the lives of our friends and family. We need to learn that, hey, my calling, the reason I am here is to love God and to make sure my friend has an opportunity to love God. It really boils down to those two things. God's going to give you talents and abilities along the way, and you need to utilize those. Those help you accomplish that mission. But that's the mission. And I believe we can do it. We need to revere God and not run from God. And although life may be uncomfortable at times, man, let's share God any chance we get. Hebrews 3:1 says this, therefore, holy brothers and sisters who share in the heavenly calling, we all share in this heavenly calling. Fix your thoughts on Jesus, whom we acknowledge as our apostle and our high priest. The reality is we're a part of this heavenly calling. This heavenly calling to love Jesus and to be his witness. How you do that's up to you. The only thing I ask is that you do it. And if God has given you a cool gift along the way, you might as well share that. Let the world be a part of that because you can make a difference where you are with what you have. For us, it is not a matter of life and death like it was for the early church. But don't let this whole idea of, I can do it tomorrow, impact the influence that you can have on the present. God is calling you now, during a global pandemic, during such a time as this, to be his witness. My question is, will you use your talents that you work on every day, will you use those to glorify God, or will you let those keep you silent? My prayer for you, let yourself have that daily impact that God will give you an opportunity to have. Let God use you wherever you are. If you do that, you're going to be doing something incredible. Guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight on our late night show with One Students. We have had some fun. We've enjoyed ourselves. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us. We hope to see you next Wednesday in person right here in our student ministry building once again. We're all doing well, all COVID-free once again. So we hope to see you soon. All right, we love you. Praying for you. Take care.